Let's take you through the starting grid for the Senior Rotax pre-final. 32 drivers in all, and it was very, very close in qualifying earlier on today. Jaden Teen, who is the championship leader coming into this fourth round of the season, starts from pole position. He'll have SP Motorsports Young Hotshot alongside on the front row. Mika van der Pavert. Kaz Boshuis and Devian Rus will be on row 2. Jod van Wijk and Sim van Vliet will be on row 3. Wout Kirstens and Tommy van der Stroys will be on row 4, with Wesley Eckhart and Mitch Hainert rounding out the top 10. Row 6 is Krik Knorren and Bram Plomp, with Flynn Fitters, Benjamin Van Hees, Ralph van der Pavert, Steen Peters, Max Koster, Julian Klausman, Felipe Falk and Enzo van den Nickenberg rounding out the top 20. Completing the 32-strong grid are Luca Brima, Sven Slagmolen, Lars Venning, Dominic Scheepers, Taicho Mink, Milis Jostrand, Martin Snell, Martin Herrera, Mike Maastricht, Stan Goes. Then we've also got Gwen Bloxhill and Jay Zurveld rounding out the 32-strong grid. Again, it will be, for all the pre-finals, 10 minutes plus an additional lap of racing. 19 degrees Celsius. Wind has increased easterly to 11 kph. Humidity has dropped to 73%. So evolution has occurred over the course of free practice this morning, as well as time qualifying. But red lights on the gantry, revs rise, lights are on, lights are out first time. Good start by the pole sitter. Van der Pavert holds on to second as they make their way through into turn 1 for the first time. Now it's the run down to turn number 2. Bit of bumping. I think Mitch Hainert was on the outside through into turn 2, but has managed to make up at least 3 positions on the start. So a good way to get going for the 3-1-0, who started on the outside of the 5th row. So Jaden Teen leads the way ahead of Mika van der Pavert. So through out of turn 13 into 14, Jaden Teen leads after the opening lap. Now this is where things are going to get very, very crucial for these drivers over the next minute and a half or so. But Van der Pavert is not letting Jaden Teen get away at all. Through into 3, now into the left here at 4, before the short shoot up to 5, and it is getting very, very close for Jaden Teen. But what's more, Kaz Boshuis is on the back bumper of his SP Motorsport teammate, Mika van der Pavert. So a good first lap for everyone so far, as in they have all gotten through. Mark Snell has dropped down to 32nd, but over the line to complete lap 2, 45. Right, fastest lap has changed 4 times, and it's now in the hands of Bram Plomp, who's down in 9th position, 44.519. Van der Stroy's up 1 place now, P7, the 354. As there is going to be a change in front. So I think Wout Kirstens might have just made up another position. But look at the train from 4th backwards. It is starting to elongate as the top 3 start running away a little bit. Jaden Teen, Mika van der Pavert, Kaz Boshuis, Jort van Wijk. Could be running at the top 4. Well, it's Wout Kirstens who's now up to 4th. That was the move earlier on. So Kirstens got through on Van Wijk, and now we'll start to chase. But there's Van der Stroys, like a whirling dervish up the inside of Jort van Wijk to get through. That is a change for position. That might have been actually on Devian Rust, who's running with the Kartstore Benelux Racing team. Tommy being assisted by his dad Martin again. Very rare that that happens now. You see Tommy competing like quite a few of the drivers in international Rotax competition, both over continental Europe and through the Benelux regions. But Jaden Teen holding on to that race lead. It's just under 0.4 of a second. Benjamin Van Hees, who's moved up from 14th to 9th, now sets the fastest lap of the race, 44.159. So at the minute, well, it was for us that Van der Stroys actually passed and got through on. So it is going to get a little bit hot and heated a bit further up towards the top part of the field. And the main reason being is that even if Jaden Teen manages to hold off Mika van der Pavert, then you can bet your bottom dollar that the likes of Kaz Boshouse, Wout Kirstens, who is really picking up the pace. Wout Kirstens, 44.348, was quicker than van der Pavert, was quicker than Boshouse, but not quicker than the race leader. Down into turn 2, hard on the brakes. Van der Stoys this time up the inside of Jort van Wijk. So Van der Stoys up to 5th place. 6 minutes to go plus 2 additional laps. And it hasn't been a good run, I'm afraid, for Mitch Haynert in the 3-1-0. Real shame for the TB Netherlands, the TB Kart Netherlands driver. It just quickly shows how fast things can be going so well, and then something all of a sudden upsets the whole equation. Jaden Teen starting to expand a little bit of a lead over Mika van der Pavert. There's now Wout Kirstens is closing in on Kaz Boshouse for 3rd, and with them not that far behind. Now they've started squabbling through at turn 4. That's the move for 3rd place. Kirstens through on Boshouse, and Van der Stroy sideways through turn 5, nearly looking for the opportunity to get through, but didn't quite make it. He knew he had the speed, he knew he had the carry through of momentum, and now the train starts expanding. Wout Kirstens now 3rd, leads Kaz Boshouse, Tommy van der Stoys, Devian Rust, Jort van Wijk, Benjamin Van Hees, Siem van Vliet, Bram Plomp. You might even also find Wesley Eckhart and Julian Klausman actually closing in on this train, and that is happening. That is very much the case. And now it's about deciding where you pick your spots. Where are you going to go for the move? Is it worth setting up for the move now? Or is it the case of, let's give it another lap or two and see what happens around me? If I can get through on the person in front, then I know I've got better pace. Top 10 covered by 2.8 seconds. Julian Klausman dives up the inside through at turn number 2 on Wesley Eckhart, and that's the change for 11th position. Now look at this. Mika van der Pavert is 2nd, leading 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And very shortly, you might also add 11th to that very soon. Julian Klausman has the fastest lap of the race and is closing in on Bram Plomp, who is running 10th at the moment. Jaden Teen might be expanding that lead. It was 1.1 seconds. It's nearly 1.3. Now it's about who decides to dive up the inside under braking through into turn 2. Now the remainder of the top 10 decide to hold off and wait for another opportunity. There's still 3 minutes to go, plus an additional 2 laps of this race. And now that's the chance, that's the opportunity. And Van der Stroy's got through on Boshouse. That allowed Rust to get through as well. So Kaz Boshouse drops down from 4th into 6th with both Tommy van der Stoys and Devian Rust getting through. Robust opportunity made there by Tommy van der Stoys. He can race hard and race fair at the same time. Of course, drivers do have differing opinions on how they see what would happen, as Julian Klausman going through on Bram Plomp. Oh dear, Bram Plomp's now dropped off the back of this train. And because of Julian Klausman trying to get through on Bram Plomp, that's allowed Wesley Eckhart to mug the pair of them at the same time. Brilliant stuff there by Wesley Eckhart to just take full advantage of that situation. Jaden Teen takes us around for an 11th lap. now on to lap 12. His lead nearly 1.4 seconds over Mika van der Pavet. Wout Kirstens has got 3 chargers right behind in the form of Tommy van der Stroy, Divian Rust and Kaz Boshouse. Benjamin Van Hees now up 7 places from 14th on the grid. Currently P7 ahead of Siem van Vliet, Jort van Wijk, Julian Kloosman, Wesley Eckert, Bram Plomp, Krik Knoeren, Flynn Fitters and Ralph van der Pavet rounding out the top 15. But still, this battle is not over yet. 1 minute and 10 plus 2 laps to go, and it's anyone's guess who might win this one. So the timer is counting down. The sands of time wait for nobody. But sometimes you've got to make your own luck. Try and just make sure that you can open up the door with a slight window, slight modicum of opportunity. That's what Tommy van der Stroy is trying to do with Wout Kirstens at the moment. That's the battle for P3 on the road. Jaden Teen still leads. Ahead of Mika van der Pavet. 3 laps to go. Teen now leads by 1.6 seconds. Ahead of Van der Pavet, Kirstens, Van der Stroy, Rust. Oh, bit of an argy-bargy going into turn number 2. And one driver, I think that was on a CRG chassis, getting very, very deep on the brakes and still managing to control that kart. I would say that's probably Divian Rust. Look for a move up the inside possibly. The timer has now expired. 2 laps to go after this one. Jaden Teen looking to continue his run of form. The only race he hasn't won this year, and we got a mechanical black flag for 3:04. So that is 3:04 that's got to come into pit lane. Martin Herrera from Colombia, hailing from the same nation as Tatiana Calderon and multi-time Grand Prix starter, and also a very, very good car driver in his own right. Juan Pablo Montoya is going to have to park the Montfort Motorsports kart in the pit lane, I'm afraid. But 1 more lap to go. The gap was 1.7 seconds between Jaden Teen and Mika van der Pavet. We go on to the last lap of this pre-final. 2 seconds exactly is the gap between Jaden Teen and Mika van der Pavet. Wout Kirstens rounds out the top 3. That was Jort van Wijk trying to get through, I think was trying to get through on Siem van Vliet in the number 357. With a 2-second advantage, Jaden Teen has done exactly what he needed to do. Put it on pole position earlier on today in time qualifying and lead every single lap from lights out to checkered flag. It's another win. The success rate continues. Jaden Teen wins the pre-final by just over 1.9 seconds ahead of Mika van der Pavet. Wout Kirstens from 7th on the grid finishes P3 ahead of Kaz Boshouse. Great run by Benjamin Van Hees, starting 14th, finishing 5th ahead of Divian Rust, with Tommy van der Stroy's Siem van Vliet, Julian Kloosman and Jort van Wijk rounding out the top 10. The 373 of Kloosman up 9 places by the checkered flag from 18th on the grid. Well done there. Wesley Eckert, Bram Plomp, Krik Knoeren, Flynn Fitters, Ralph van der Pavet, Felipe Falk, Sven Slagmolen, Steen Peters, Max Koster and Enzo van den Dickenberg round out the top 20. Dominic Scheepers, Lars Venink, Miles Sjöstrand, Taicho Mink, Luca Prima, Gwen Bloxil, Mag Maastricht, Jay Zerveld, Mats Snell and Stan Goose round out the 30 that finished with a mechanical black flag. Martin Herrera out on lap 14 and Mitch Haynett, the first casualty in a race for seniors this weekend, rounding out the 32 strong.